All right, so we're moving on to the next segment. We're going to switch gears here from the NFL side of the world onto the NBA side of the world. And with the playoffs right around the corner, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the NBA play-in tournament, and I'll be sharing my NBA play-in tournament predictions heading into the playoffs. So I'll start off with the Eastern Conference first. In the first matchup, we're going to see tomorrow in the play-in tournament, we're going to see the 7th seed Miami Heat take on the 8th seeded Atlanta Hawks. And the winner, and let me clarify this because there might be some people out there watching and listening that don't know how the play-in tournament goes. For the play-in tournament, the winner of this game between the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks tomorrow, the winner of this game gets the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they will be set to play the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. The loser of this game is not eliminated just yet, but they have one more chance that they would have to play in one more play-in tournament to earn the 8th and final seed in the Eastern Conference. So with that being said, I have the Miami Heat winning this game. They are coming into the play-in tournament hot, winning their last 4 out of 5 games. Jimmy Butler is motivated more than ever. He has stated that he is going to do everything he can to help the Miami Heat go as far as possible this NBA postseason. Last year, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals as the number 1 seed. This year, they have to go through the gauntlet. They have to be the 7th seed in the conference to get to the playoffs this year. But Jimmy Butler is ready for the task. He's at hand. He's ready. And Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is as good as anybody in the NBA. Any top 5 player in the NBA. Jimmy playoff Butler is legit. Now, I do believe we're going to see a special performance from him tomorrow in South Beach in Miami to get past the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in tournament tomorrow. This is also Udonis Haslem's final season. We saw the raw emotions of him yesterday, dropping 24 points on the Orlando Magic in his final regular season game. He's going to have those guys fired up to go as far as they can take him this year in his final NBA season. Yes, Udonis Haslem's final year might not mean a lot to other fan bases or a lot of teams, but to this Miami Heat culture, Udonis Haslem has been a great role model, great leader, great story for him being in the NBA as well, being an undrafted player from the University of Florida. So Udonis Haslem is going to have those guys fired up. I just cannot see the Miami Heat losing this game tomorrow against the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks do have a lot of question marks with the front office this year. With the front office, Trae Young having problems with the front office, with the coaching staff, and they have tweeted out today, not tweeted out, but they have came out with statements today that Trae Young is going to be available for a trade sooner rather than later. So I have the Miami Heat winning this game. And the other play-in tournament game in the East, you're going to have the 9th seeded Toronto Raptors taking on the 10th seeded Chicago Bulls. Now let's state this: the winner of this game between the Raptors and the Bulls will move on to the face the loser of the Heat and the Hawks in the next play-in tournament game. The loser of this game is automatically eliminated. They don't get another chance in this tournament. With that being said, I have the Toronto Raptors winning this game. To me, I do believe that both teams are at an even playing field, but I do believe it's just been a tough year for the Chicago Bulls. Expectations were put so high when they put together this roster a year and a half ago, when they had Lonzo and DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. This roster had some very high expectations to compete for a long time in the Eastern Conference, and they never met that. And I think their expectations are going to fall short. Not having Lonzo this year almost finished was one hard pill to swallow for the Bulls. They nearly finished with a top 10 pick in the NBA draft this season. That's definitely low expectations for the Chicago Bulls, considering the fact that they were supposed to be a competitive team in the Eastern Conference this year. I think it's just too much. I do believe the Bulls season comes to an end. With that being said, the final play-in tournament game between the Raptors, it will be the Raptors and the Hawks. The winner would receive the final spot in the playoffs, which would be the 8th seed, and they would have to play the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. I have the Atlanta Hawks winning this game. I just bashed them for everything that they've been through, but I do believe they can pull it off against the Toronto Raptors. I do believe that Trae Young is going to have a magical performance to help the Atlanta Hawks clinch the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Despite a messy year, I do believe Trae Young is going to at least help them get to the playoffs, but they won't go as far as the first round. And then moving on to the west side, the Western Conference, we will be seeing the 7th seed Lakers versus the 8th seeded Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I said, the format still stays the same that I said in the Eastern Conference a few moments ago. With that being said, I do have the Lakers winning this game. They have been the hottest team in the Western Conference ever since the NBA All-Star break. And they finished the season going 16-7 after the NBA All-Star break. And the Timberwolves are just a complete hot mess right now. The team chemistry is heading in the wrong direction after Rudy Gobert sucker punched his teammate yesterday, Kyle Anderson, in their final regular season game on the sidelines yesterday. And it's been reported that Rudy Gobert will not travel with the team to the Los Angeles Lakers and will sit out of this play-in tournament. So that is huge for Rudy Gobert not to be there. Jaden McDaniels, who is a good defender, a good wing defender. Last time when the Minnesota Timberwolves played the Lakers not too long ago, he held LeBron James to 7 of 19 shooting from the field. And he's going to be out of this game. As a matter of fact, he's going to be out for the rest of the NBA season because yesterday, as things unfolded, with the Minnesota Timberwolves, he punched punched the tunnel, I believe. He was walking through the tunnel, punched the wall, and fractured his hand, which he is out for the play-in tournament and out for the rest of the NBA playoffs. So that's a huge blow for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I expect the Lakers to win this game tomorrow night. Then you have the 9th seeded Pelicans versus the 10th seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. Of course, the winner of this game plays the loser of the Lakers and Timberwolves game. The loser is out completely. I'm going with I'm going with OKC to win this game. This is a young playoff team with no experience. They're gonna They might take a little bit to get things going. The pressure might be on those young players to get going. But I do believe they'll find a way to pull it out in New Orleans against the New Orleans Pelicans when they play. I do believe this is the right time for Oklahoma City Thunder to prove what this young core can do. But the Pelicans team cannot go anywhere with Zion Williamson. Yes, they contended with the Suns last year, but this is a whole new ball game this season, and this is a young, gritty Oklahoma City team that is trying to prove themselves in this league. So the Thunder are going to win this game. The Pelicans are going home, which sets up the final play-in tournament game, which would be the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going with the Timberwolves here. Yes, Rudy Gobert was sent home, but there is no way in hell that they're going to keep him out of 2 play-in tournament games. When you gave up over 4 draft picks to get a caliber player like Rudy Gobert that can help you on the defensive side of the ball in situations like this. This is where they're going to need Rudy Gobert, and I do believe they're going to bring him back after the Lakers game. There's no way they cannot, because that would be completely foolish. But I do believe they could get it done with or without Rudy Gobert to get past the Thunder. I do believe the team will rally off of Anthony Edwards, who I am expecting to have a good game, a monster performance in a win or go home situation against this young, inexperienced Oklahoma City Thunder team. I do believe the pressure will crack on them when it matters most. Therefore, I'm going with the Timberwolves. They've been here before. They won that emotional play-in tournament game last year against the Los Angeles Clippers. They know what it takes to be in these situations. So I'm going with the Timberwolves to set it up with a interesting matchup in the first round between them and the number 1 seed Nuggets. But those are my NBA play-in tournament predictions. And let's see how things play out, because if I get all these picks correct, it's going to set up for an interesting first round in both the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.